Let's get started on adding color. 5 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, and purple. Purple is going to be the first color that you add to all of the petal lines that are on the inside. Follow the drawing. Now do it to all of the petals and where you see that purple color. Yellow is going to be your next color. Yellow is going to be the burst at the bottom of each petal that you see in the picture. Okay? Go ahead and do it to the first one and then add it to the rest. Okay? You'll see in just a minute how this works. Why are we only using 5 colors? Because we only need 5 colors to actually capture this flower. Look how it already brightens up with that yellow. Orange is going to be the next color. It's going to be kind of our medium color that we use to draw everything together. So we're going to start with those stem lines that we did the other day that are kind of a curved diagonal piece. Go ahead and trace those curved diagonal lines. Now, moving right along, you're going to add that orange, okay, right on top of that yellow in the specific places that you see in the drawing, okay? You're going to do it lightly at first, not pressing really hard, okay? You can kind of see I'm going to say it's kind of a medium push. You're not using your Superman or Superwoman strength when you do it. And you're going to do that to all of the orange spots, which are slightly in the middle of all of the petals. Notice that you don't do it to the larger petal, okay, that fatter petal. Red is going to be our next color, which will be one of the most dominant colors that we see in this artwork, okay? So you are going to actually trace over the purple, okay? So you should have a really dark reddish purple on those purple spots. That's going to be where our shadows hit that flower, which is why we're doing red on top of the purple. See why we started with purple? Purple is a darker color, which means that we're adding red to the top. Notice how we're adding the red to the purple first and then moving it down on top of the orange. Go ahead and do that to all of your petals now. When you are adding color, you want to make sure that you are adding color in the same direction of the lines you drew. Okay? Notice that I am adding the color in the same direction of that line. So I'm going up and down just like you see on the petal. As you notice, I'm working between red and purple right now to make sure that I don't lose the value or that really dark spot on those flower petals with that purple. So I'm going back and forth between the red and the purple. Now I'm going to do some of those lighter purples that we see that look like they're curved petals. I'm going to color in those spots that you see me doing right now. Again, going back and forth to make sure that I darken the purple spots that need to be dark and adding red to those lighter spots. You should have something that is starting to look like this. Also, don't forget, please feel free to start and stop as many times as you need, okay? I'm going back to that purple again to really make sure there's those dark spots that I first saw in the picture I had. So I'm going back with my purple and doing it on top of the red and following those lines that I first made. So I really want to make sure that I have very dark spots and very light spots. Notice already how the picture is enhanced by the fact that I added those purple, okay? I'm adding the red back to the purple, okay, so it doesn't look purple. It looks more like a dark gray or almost black, okay? Notice you don't have to use black. Purple will do it for you. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding my yellow into my orange so it starts to blend and mold all of the colors together, okay? So it should look like one color flows right into the next. Notice I'm adding that yellow into that red and that purple, so it really grabs that flower petal and makes it just look like it's almost like kind of a soft, yellowy, I'm going to say like candy goo structure, okay? You guys are almost done. Congrats on doing your first daylily flower. If you like this video, please subscribe to it and like it at the bottom of the page. Thanks so much for all that you're doing. Now we're not done yet, so hold tight, okay? You should feel good about yourself, guys. Good job, okay? All right, going down to that stem, I'm gonna add the yellow spots where I see the yellow. And then I added just a little bit of orange where those bloom spots were, and I'm adding my green to my stems. Notice I'm doing different strengths of green, meaning some are lighter and some are darker. So really pay attention to those pieces. Again, I'm going to use a color that is darker to show that those dark spots or those shadow spots. And I'm actually using the red color, which is green's complement, meaning it is the opposite color on the color wheel. Just a little bit of tidbit information for you. So it really looks like there are some really dark spots on those stems. Notice I go back and forth between red and green, doing one and then the other so it gets those dark spots and it doesn't show just red or green. It's showing kind of that dark, what looks like a dark green now. I'm finishing up here and I'm almost done, guys. Again, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today and enjoying this flower with me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I can't wait for next week with you guys. Talk to you later.